Somehow.
I thought we said we weren't going to do this. I thought there was going to be no more Jake.
Well,
Here we are.
welcome to your own personal hell.
You're Mike. Don't forget that. Good luck.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We've got round 4 of our Wednesday night standard.
Tim Mueller.
Jake Valentine back on the Coco, which I'm sure everyone is delighted to see.
And we're on another Grixis deck of some flavor.
It's as spicy as the last one.
Yeah, that last one was intense. Is that a real deck?
Yeah, it's a real deck.
Okay. I thought it was a brew.
I'm not, so there's just the Is It machine gun.
Right.
That's a very real deck.
Okay.
The Grixis might be a little bit of a brew. I don't know.
But why not, man? We've been gifting good mana. So Jake's on the mold of 6, put one on the bottom, and I think we're on 2 lands.
I don't think he has a green, which is kind of awkward.
He's got a Spell Queller, and that card is not awkward. I don't know how I feel about that play of showing him that, yeah, I drew this 2-drop. Wasn't interested in anything else in my hand.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
We're on a mono black kind of thing here, and he's decided to let him untap, which you got to remember against a plains and an island that opens you up to Spell Queller.
So I'm actually not a big fan of the turn 1 land, reveal land, to have it come into play untapped. I know it's low impact, but keeping some of that information, especially if you don't have a turn 1 play.
Oh, sure.
So I was thinking maybe he has the Fiery Impulse and was just gonna get the Spirit at the end of the turn, but
well, that's my point. Is that I would
I'm not mad.
do it while Jake, while he's only on 2 lands. If I pass and get into his main phase,
oh, absolutely.
then that Spell Queller is a real thing.
So we do have a 3rd land now.
Yep. Each player's got his online with all their colors.
How do you feel about that island?
Just the art on the island, or island in general? I think
I'm
island.
high on island in general, but the art on the island.
That's fine. The sinkhole island's a little meh, but
See, I'm a big fan
whatever.
of sinkhole islands and blue-black decks. That's where I want to be.
Oh, cool. Oh, so you pair it with the
Oh, absolutely.
deck. See, I'm on the island that Jake's playing. It might be the only thing Jake and I agree upon.
I don't
That
blame
and
you.
Waffle House.
Is he a Waffle House connoisseur?
Yeah, we crushed some Waffle House when we went to the RPTQ together.
Oh, okay.
It was right next to our hotel.
I still haven't actually eaten anything in a Waffle House. I've been in a Waffle House, but I've never actually eaten anything there.
Yeah, I mean, that's Brandon Hoogland's fault. Anyway, back to the match. We got this Kalidas in play. And I think this guy's fantastic here. I think he's going to get to rumble with this Tireless Tracker.
Now's the turn to do it. He's got 2 clues waiting.
Right,
Removal spell here would just be insane.
right. I concur. I hope in Kaldesh we get a
Kaladesh.
Kaladesh?
Kaladesh.
Kaladesh?
Kaladesh.
Kaladesh. I hope in Kaladesh we get a replacement to Fiery Impulse.
I hope in Kaladesh.
He's chosen Languish.
That's pretty good.
Chosen to 2 for 2 himself. Oh, he gets the zombies.
Yeah.
See, Kalidas is one that I,
Yeah.
yeah, so Jake identified his misplay right after it happened.
Jake has identified his mental deficiencies.
No, but so.
So if he sacks his Selfless Spirit, Tim is left with 1 less zombie.
I sacked this before language resolves, so you get the zombie dead, and you only have 1
I see
zombie
what
now
you're
too.
saying. Okay.
But
Yeah,
as
that
far as
definitely makes sense.
As Forrest Gump once said, I am not a smart man.
So he's got a couple spell quellers to sit on here. I think he's in pretty good shape.
I think he knows what love is because he's got that Spell Queller in hand. And if I know one thing about Jake, he loves that card.
If I know another, it's that he loves Bounding Crassus.
Yeah. Is that also in his hand?
I don't think so.
I think we're on 2 Spell Quellers and a company.
which is exactly where you want to be if you're playing Bant Coco.
Yep.
No, you're not. Are you kidding me?
Um, sure. I suppose.
We've got another removal spell. It's really hard to not just like
Jam it
chain
here.
him off.
Get in. Yeah, I definitely think that's where you want to be here if you're Tim.
Yeah, but
And I can't imagine what else is in his hand.
sure. It's probably a bit of a misplay if he doesn't have like a sorcerer speed removal spell. Yeah. So if he does that, like if he swings in first and then waits for blocks and then does that, he gets in 2 damage there. But it does kill his zombie, so maybe he wants to keep him around.
Right. That's interesting.
Another Cletus in hand.
This Oath of Jace. How do you feel about that card? Wasn't impressed with very many of the oaths when I read them.
Right.
I definitely am not interested in playing Oath of Chandra or Oath of Jace, and would thinly play Oath of Liliana.
Oath of Gideon was a spicy one, but
It
it's
never
just-
panned out.
yeah, it never panned out. Oath of Nis is really nice, obviously.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one that they went all in on.
I think Oath of Jace is just like, alright, well, we want to have this effect. Like, we want to be able to draw 3 and discard 2, and this is how we're going to have to do it.
Right. So he uses the zombie to preserve some life total here. And if you're the control deck, that's exactly where you want to be.
So he's got to be suspicious of another spell queller here.
Yep.
But if I have a Kalitas, I do like running it out. So if it gets spell quellered, like you can languish. And just get
Oh,
all your
you
guys
just
back.
get team.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you get to kill his Sylvan Advocate still. Jeez. That's a great point. Yep. We're on Spell Queller and Company. It looks like also a Duskwatch Recruiter. Got a big one coming.
Can't quell that one. Wow.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and the Chandra doesn't get to live anymore.
Played right into that spell queller. Man. So yeah, if he runs the Kalitas out first, like that's just so
Oh,
much
sure.
money.
Then when you Chandra.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But it all just depends on whether he thinks he can take that turn off. Because if you run the Kalitas out there, you just that's
Yeah.
your turn.
Yeah, you're pushing. I don't mind leaving 2 mana up to. You gotta think your opponent's gonna have to play around something. Like you leave 2 mana up,
Right.
something's gotta give there. So you pinch him a little bit. It's not like taking an entire turn off.
4 mana up. I wonder what that means.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
Yeah, that's the thing about playing these Bant Company decks is you're either gonna play into it or you're gonna play around it, but you can't play around everything the whole game.
Right. Kalitas.
Kalitas. I feel like he's a Klingon.
Sure.
Maybe.
Oh, look at all my instant speed things. Oh, an unfortunate situation. Like finding one creature on the Coco. What a shame.
Given this, which we will not do on there, do on another one.
Yep.
Zombie. And that should do it.
Well, that Coco is really good for Tim.
Yeah, anytime they hit one, and it's not the one they're looking for,
Right.
you're in great shape. I think Tim's probably running 4 Grasp of Darkness here because it's just the best positioned removal spell against this deck.
It's very good for sure.
Maybe.
I can't imagine trying to burn out a Selfless Spirit. Now this play's not my favorite one he's made the whole game. I don't mind engaging the Cletus a little bit, letting him sack some zombies, get him bigger, and then clearing out the board.
I think he's just trying to go for a kill here.
Yeah, playing right into a Languish.
Even well, if he languishes, he still has the Sylvan Advocate,
Right.
and he gets to search with that Duskwatch Recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know what the last card in his hand is?
In Jake's hand?
Yeah, I think he just drew it.
No, last time I knew his hand it was Spell Queller, Duskwatch, Collected Company.
Lily's
Here's
strong here.
Liliana. Yeah, it's a strong play. Can we defend? So we get a trigger off the Oath of Jace.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to yield us more cards.
Well, it's a scry, right? Or is it a draw? Well, we're getting some cards off of some bones anyway.
Yeah, he gets to scry every upkeep where X's is Planeswalkers, so he's going to get to scry 1.
Top one, bottom one, draw 2. Play land for turn.
Yeah.
Just tap it. And
I think he drew a Fiery Impulse there off of the Read the Bones, which would be pretty nice.
Oh yeah, that'd be a big game.
Ugh. Speaking of big games, that guy's just
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, Bank Company just always plays the best guy you can imagine every turn.
Combat. Everything
So I think he shrank the Advocate here, which means Lily's just dead.
Yeah, he gets to trade the zombie for the Duskwatch though, which is pretty decent. Or don't.
He doesn't want to do that.
Just not gonna let me scry, are you?
What was that?
So you're just not gonna let me scry, are you? Going with Planeswalkers.
No. Definitely not.
David took 4.
No,
Lily
Leon took
took
4.
4.
He's still at 9.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Play Talus Striker.
Sure.
Play a land for turn. Get a
Sure.
second clue. Play another Sylvan Advocate that you knew about. Pass a turn.
Yep, now we got a big full board. Tim's life total is not long for this world.
Land.
So we do have a Colitis in hand, we know that.
I have a really nice 2007 Honda Civic too. It doesn't help Tim out here.
So if we go Colitis, and he does have the Fiery Impulse, you can Fiery Impulse the Tireless Tracker
Mm-hmm.
to
You
get a
get a
zombie,
zombie.
and then you can block like the Reflector Mage or something like that.
Turn impulse the Duskwatch Recruiter.
going for the tireless tracker, but it's something.
Go ahead.
So yeah, this looks much better.
I mean, jeez.
So if he can survive, and that's a big if,
It's an iffy situation.
then he can get a languish next turn.
Yeah, if Jake turns them all sideways. The zombie blocks the tracker. Kalidas blocks the reflector mage. He goes to 4. And
No, he's at
he
9.
gets to untap.
He could go to 1.
You gain 3 off the Kalidas.
Oh, sure. Yeah, not running out the fiery impulse on the tracker has got to be a mistake.
Oh.
Oh, he's the Dramoka's command in hand.
Oh, this is not going to end well for him.
No, this is bad news.
Yeah, it's tapped out, Jake. Get him. Right there, our lands arranged appropriately if we're gonna win the game. Yep. So he spreads the love out.
Correct. Yes.
Small, 2 big guys. 4, 5, 6. Put you to 6.
Yep. Does not look good for our Grixis hero. Evil rules the day.
I don't know about evil.
comes-
That may be a stretch.
It comes carrying large kite shields all in a row. It's 4 mana. It's only Harbingers, the 4 untapped lands you stare at
Not fun.
as you await your fate, waiting for your spell to resolve.
So how's the cards tumbled down?
Whether the Queller will come or the Selfless Spirit.
You're getting really biblical right now. It's kind of freaking me out.
And that was not very. Didn't last very long.
Yeah, I
Company
mean, I
completely went.
I played the company for
That's
a
where it turned
season
the
and
corner, apparently. Miss on company, just draw the creatures and play them down.
it's just it's a brutal experience. You have to play really well to beat it because its cards are very, very forgiving.
So do you think that game changes at all if he gets the fiery impulse on the tireless tracker instead of the Duskwatch recruiter?
Yeah, he saves himself a ton of damage. The game changes infinitely if he uses the zombie to block and kill the Duskwatch recruiter too, because there's 1 less creature on the board.
Or if he shrinks like the Duskwatch recruiter and then chumps the Sylvan Advocate, and then you have the Liliana around still.
Yeah.
So he could have been in that game. Like this isn't
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is that like all those small plays,
right.
I mean, it's very easy for us to sit here and point them out, but when you're trying to be on a little bit of a brew,
Mm-hmm.
all those cards are on the same power level. But the Bant Company deck has been honed by many people over the course of many months, and all those cards fit into each other perfectly. Jay could practically have a brain aneurysm and still beat him.
To be fair, I don't wish any harm on Jake Valentine.
No, I'm just Jacob. He's fine. Somebody has to play the role of evil, but he's a good guy nonetheless.
I wouldn't go that far.
All right, we'll agree to disagree.
All right.
When in Rome.
I don't think that means anything in this conversation. I think you're just throwing out platitudes at this point.
Yeah.
So what cards in Grixis can you bring in to really hose a Bant Coco deck? Do you want Negate?
Nice, sweet old ones.
I don't know, man.
One.
It doesn't get any of the creatures. I want Clash of Wills.
Okay.
Bant Company is a deck that's spending all its mana every turn,
Right.
and I wasn't paying that much attention to it, but I'd be willing to bet that Tim did not spend all his mana every turn.
I feel like most turns he did,
Yeah,
but I'm sure there were some turns where he didn't.
that's what I want to be doing.
Do you think you want maximum languish? I'm sure.
Yeah, you want all the Languish. I want all the Fiery Impulse. Like if you get the Fiery Impulse a Spell Queller at the right turn,
Right.
right time, and like get a spell back, and like you can really
Grindy up the sideboard.
put a
Not on the sideboard.
put a kink in the plans of the Bant Company deck.
Sure.
The problem is I think I don't like the over sideboard.
That's
I
never
need to
good.
stop doing that. Yeah. I'll be on the play.
So with Bant Coco, I saw him bring in Ojutai's command, which I'm not real happy with. I'm not sure about that, but
So I guess it could be solid in a situation where you want to like bring the guy back from the graveyard and draw a card.
right.
Fine. Totally would have been fine.
I don't mind 2 Ojutai's command. I don't.
Yeah. It does.
I probably they're probably better than Dramoka's command.
Yeah, you definitely want Dramoka's command out.
Well, I guess you could prevent damage from a spell with Dramoka's command, couldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't. The only spell he saw was Fiery Impulse to deal
Yeah.
damage.
So Jake's on 6, and he's not happy about it. Looks like he's got a lot of the 4 mana cards.
Wait, scry this time? Sure.
And two
And
lands.
2
Oh,
lands.
he's keeping it.
So you got 2 3-drops, 2 4-drops, a forest, and a plains. Here's at Evolving Wilds. That's your favorite art.
That is my favorite art.
I'm not the biggest fan. I like the promo one that you could get at the.
I was happy to not.
Dragons
I was
of
happy to not
Tarkir
see him on
pre-release.
that last
You
game.
could have
Roll
been.
this one
Can't
off the
anymore.
top. Oh.
There will never be another Dragons of Tarkir pre-release
Well,
unless we do a Return to Dragons.
Take it to 7 better.
that would be weird, I think. Like, return to this set that was a return to the set in the same block that was back in time or something weird like that.
Right? Where in time are we? It's like watching an episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, or Carmen Sandiego.
Oh, did they time travel on that show?
Yeah, there was a Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego.
I didn't know that they made a show out of it though. I always
I
watched the
don't
game
know.
show, which was
Alright,
location based.
Sure.
And Grixis has done exactly what they want here. He's got access to all his mana, 2 black for the removal spell, and red for Fiery Impulse. And Jake has decided to sit back on Spell Queller. He's not going to win that battle. Oh, I guess if Grixis is going to break parity, he is. So, what Tim wanted to do here is Jake is the aggressor.
Yeah, just
He
pass.
he gave Jake a card there by breaking the parity.
Right.
He wants to force him into a Spell Queller naked. Oh yeah, now he's really out of it.
Put you at 18, trigger draw turn. Your turn.
That's until your next turn.
Yes. Feel free to make it untap and have it do combat damage. That'd be the best. let me tell you, sir. Give a ship.
So yeah, Tamio drawing him a card here is fantastic. Every card he's played has been +1 card.
Just the best.
You have to pin that card. So you get 16.
16.
Scry 2.
Draw 2.
Sure.
Draws us 2,
Man.
loses 2 life.
Leaves 2 on top. That's real nice.
That
Ooh.
This Tamio can get out of control real quick.
Yeah.
He needs to have an answer for that, like, in the next couple turns.
Yeah, Tamio's ultimate is not going to be a good thing for Grixis to deal with here.
Oh man, and he has another Tameo in hand too. So Tim is officially on notice. He has 2 turns to deal with his Tameo.
Yeah. 2 turns to deal with this Tameo that is just going to drive him into the ground. Jake's making sure he didn't leave his Tameo emblem at home.
Probably. That's probably what he was doing.
I'm sure of it.
Ooh. Well, that's one way to answer a Tameo, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So Dragon Lord Colgan's gonna come in, bash down Tameo. I miss other Colgan.
Yeah, their goal again was a real fun one to play with.
That stupid thing doing here.
Yeah, so he's gonna bounce that back, and then Jake's gonna get to recast his second Tameo this
Little Tameo, man.
on next turn, and it's gonna draw him 2 cards.
Your turn.
Looks like he's got negate mana up.
4. He's at 12.
Yes, we got Tim's life total's dwindling. His mana is increasing.
A Kalidas here would be pretty strong.
Cletus would be a good one. That would help the cause out.
There we go.
Just what the doctor ordered.
Dr. Kalidas.
Dr. Cletus. Called the witch doctor, they told me what to do. So yeah. Oh, and the murder gets negated.
At least it wasn't like a Chandra that he was tapping out for. That would have been really backbreaking.
Concur. Alright, we're gonna get to research some fields. You take here.
Yeah, you don't want anything to do with that.
What do you think he's gonna do?
I think he's gonna make the right play and just take the 4.
He's giving it some consideration.
Yeah.
There we go. So he's down to 8, but he's got Cletus hanging out. Not gonna. Yothalian's got some action. This turns off his Dragon Lord Colgan that we know about. Does not get to
It makes Languish real good here, though.
get hasty with there. It does make Languish very good, doesn't it?
Really, any removal spell is pretty strong here. Even if he just has the Fiery Impulse on Thalia, and then Dragon Lord Colgan.
Yeah, he gets the zombie.
Zombie does a great job of chump blocking Tireless Trackers, as it turns out.
Yeah. I don't think that tracker's gonna give up though, man. He's
I don't think he's giving up either.
no.
He's in it to win it.
He's gonna keep turning sideways in a fashion that can be described as dogged.
Ruinous Path.
There you go. Try and find a spell here.
Dispo? Dispel doesn't do anything.
Nope. There's a card that does that though in standard. It's got
Yeah.
the delirium on it.
Yeah, it's invasive surgery.
Invasive surgery.
I
Are those zombies tapped when they come in?
definitely did them in the wrong order. No, I
No, but Thalia caused them to be tapped.
Oh, Thalia caused it to be tapped. How about that?
Colgan's command
Modes.
to their discard card.
That's strong.
Man. Anytime Jake taps the table more than twice, you've really done a number on him.
Yeah,
When he starts,
he's drumming out how badly he feels. Oh, he feels real bad.
looks like my grandfather typing an angry worded email to Waffle House.
I don't understand why your grandfather would type an angry worded email to Waffle House. It's a wonderful establishment.
How do you feel about like an attack before,
Yeah, I'm all in.
Like,
on
and
attack
then-
before.
and then you get the Colgan's command? Because like your attack is just threatening the zombie sacrifice.
Right.
It's current turn.
The zombie. It comes in untaps. All the combat. Three.
No blocks. I got a 17. You got
Yeah, I
a-
definitely like attacking before the Colgan's command.
Sure.
Before either of them, honestly.
That's
Oh really?
Well, I guess if he has 3 mana, you
Well,
wanna,
oh man, you can Colgan's command. Like if you attack beforehand, you Colgan's command in response to the blocks.
Right.
I guess you got to play around spell color at that point.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I don't want to get blown out at this stage of the game.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like he drew a spell queller.
Brutal.
So he's going to sit back on this spell queller and Collected Company with his 7 mana.
Yeah, you just keep turning Kalidas sideways, right?
Oh, yeah. I would just enter combat and see what he does.
Yeah. Against Jake, there's a chance he's gonna Bounding Crisis your your Kalidas.
Yeah, and you're pretty okay with that.
Right. All right, we got some action here.
6 mana.
This has to be a Chandra.
Uh,
Oh no, we're gonna get that out.
regular combat.
Oh, everybody coming in.
Negate it.
Oh,
We have the spell queller, though.
Oh, God. Help me.
But that puts everything on this Collected Company.
I'm going to take 10. This spell queller.
Oh, man.
So I got a 7.
This better be a great Coco.
Yeah.
Company results.
Good luck. Here we go. Ooh, whiff.
Those were a lot.
oh, is he looking at? Is that Tamio and Spellqueller?
No, I think it's double spell queller.
11.
I'm at 11.
Well, we've seen all 4 of them now. One's in the
Little
bin.
awkward.
Now,
That's
because you're not casting outside.
Yeah, he doesn't take 20.
so.
Oh, that's insane! What a great game. Making sure he still has that Tamio emblem. Spellcallers are 2/3s,
Mm-hmm.
so he could take down the Kalidas here, but he would die.
Like that.
He's gonna go to 2.
Yes.
Why not go the one that has the negate and go on the
Alright.
That's the wrong. That's it. You want to leave the one that has the negate
Absolutely.
because it turns your removal spell into a negate.
Zombies. Lose 1 zombie. You get the second. You cast. It never happens. Oh, you legally can't cast it, so it's exiled.
Yeah, procedural. I like it.
I'm at 2. He's at 14.
All right. He's got a Coco. He's got 2 Cocos.
Yeah, 2 Cocos, 7 mana, no big deal.
Attacking to me. Your turn.
So, if he had left the spell color with the negate under it up, if he has like Grasp of Darkness or Fiery Impulse here,
Right.
then when Jake goes to cast his Collected Company, he just gets to kill the
win the
spell
game.
color and win the game. It's insane.
Instead, we're just gonna fire
Yeah, and
impulses.
right. So yeah, I mean, to go the other way. What's he have in his hand?
I didn't see.
Little.
Yeah, he's still just dead here.
Man.
Oh, stupid.
Yeah, I guess either way he wins the game, but would have been a sick play.
Yeah.
Would have been a lot of fun. Cast that.
He also had the Fumarole that he could have activated there.
Stupid. Here we go.
Yeah, so Dragonlord Colgan was an all-star that game.
Yeah.
Put that one up on the board so everybody gets to know all of his abilities and effects. I feel like that's one of those cards that he keeps gaining text every time I look at him.
Right.
Like, Tasker was definitely that for me. I read him
Oh,
once,
yeah.
I was like,
You
oh
got
yeah.
Delve.
And then it's got like the, they get to look at,
All land for you, sir.
I get to look at these cards in my graveyard.
Sure. First time I saw that Emrakul had Trample was like that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah,
Sure.
13/13. Mindslaver, of course, is flying. It's Emrakul. Oh, it's Trample too. Sweet. So there we go.
So other guys have haste, and when you cast a copy of a card, you lose 10 life. A creature or planeswalker with the same name in the card. So Jake had chosen to do that this game, right?
Yes, he had to. Or he was just dead on board.
Hmm.
More like a- well,
God, yeah, Dragonlord Colgan really putting in the work.
Yeah, he is.
Off the board. That's a pretty decent card.
Yeah, I draw 3 cards and play everything for free. It's great.
Seems good. Was it all that? 7?
Yeah, Alpha 7.
Is it 7?
So yeah, I
You're very close.
didn't realize how good Dragonlord Colgan was in this matchup. I guess I always just assumed it would be a little bit slow, but
Yeah, I didn't realize how much. So the company decks rely on redundancy.
yeah.
And Dragonlord Colgan is just actually designed to punish redundancy.
This game now, I'm almost
Pretty strong.
Yeah. And so Jake's gonna be on the play. He had 1 mulligan last game. Let's see if it works better for him this time.
One land. Nope. It's going back.
1 lane goes back. Tim's thinking hard about it. So Jake does that quick bridge,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't push it back the other way.
Does that bug you? Let's
Yeah.
watch it.
See, there's that quick bridge, and then he squares it up, and then you see how
Oh, he just dabs it.
He
He just
just-
dabs it down
he
there.
just pats it down like a baby's bottom that you might be putting some talcum on.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to like tap the baby's bottom like that with talcum.
You put the talcum in your hand, and then you just you pat it on the ass.
I don't know where you learned your child rearing, but
Nowhere. I don't have any children, nor do I want any children.
good for those children because they be getting their asses tapped.
So nice.
Down to 5.
Down to 5 with Jake.
And you know,
And this
I'm not
is-
one to wish ill will on anyone, but I really want to see Jake go down to 4 here. Like, that would just make my night.
Yeah. This is the way the world ends.
4.
Not with
four,
not with a bang, but
four,
with a mulligan.
4, 4, 4, 4.
He's gonna keep this 5, and he's going to.
1, 2. Oh,
Yeah,
he's got
he's snapping that 5 off. His 5 is 3 lands, a company, and a tireless tracker. It just doesn't get any better on 5. See, there's that land into play tapped where he could have been playing it untapped. He
Mm-hmm.
made that play that you like so much.
Far worse 5-card hands than what I. Far worse.
Jake's happy about it. And for a deck that doesn't 1-for-1, the deck generally plays. It doesn't care what the other guy's doing. It's always getting 2-for-1 on company. It's always getting 2-for-1 on recruiter.
Right.
It 8 times out of 10, it's getting 2-for-1 on spell queller.
Good card, but not what I wanted.
And
At the end of your turn.
Destroyed.
it might not even matter that he mulliganed to 5.
Yeah.
This Grixis deck is,
I mean, as
it
long as
only
he hits
takes.
the lands.
it only
oh,
takes-
Grixis is on
Well,
2.
Not open for.
Yeah.
Who's the draw the land first?
Mulligan aggressively, kids.
Yeah. I don't know what would have possessed him to
Oh, that's what I wanted.
keep a
That's
2-lander
exactly
here.
what I wanted, man.
but-
Go.
Yeah, neither do I.
Or no.
Oh.
Trigger. Combat. 3, 17.
You've got one keeps a hand
Your
with one
turn.
castable spell.
Oh, I just wanted an evolving wilds of 2 tile trackers in the board. And I'm all at 5. And I immediately. Oh.
Yeah, see, Jake's making my point for me. Tireless tracker, 2-for-1.
2 for 1.
3 lands.
It's like a
tracker,
1.4
this
for
card,
1.
And I stride the tracker to the top. I'm just going. Oh, wilds. You were
I
literally-
forget. I wish I could pull
My
up my
savior here,
my
if I could
Facebook
see
chat with. I had a chat with an R&D member. How much is a clue worth?
It was 1.4.
Was it 1.4?
Or no, it was 0.4.
It was 0.4, and then descended
Right.
like by 0.1 every time you had an additional clue on the board. Like the 5th clue is not worth a card.
The 3 cards in hand.
3 really good cards.
He's gonna show one to you if you let him
Yeah.
flick his cards around enough. I've definitely done that.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've made some dumb mistakes before. I've shuffled my hand into my library before. That was a fun one.
That was a poor choice.
Yeah, not at all where you want to be.
Do it.
There's been a murder.
What is with these sorcery speed murders?
Company.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I still stand by my previous statement.
Yeah, like the right way to play that is to just
Just pass, and if it
Then
pops a
he
clue.
companies.
Yeah,
Sexton.
then murder after the company or in response to the company.
exactly. Probably in response.
Yeah, I guess spell queller and spell queller. Yeah,
Selfless spirit. As
selfless
well.
spirit is the card that you're worried about, I guess. Whoa.
He's so excited to put these dice on these tireless trackers. Man, and another selfless spirit. We get some board position creep here. Look how far up that spell call or that selfless spirit is.
Yeah. We should figure out where the line is.
Yeah, bring it back. Come on, Jake. Be respectful.
We should get some Taylor's chalk and like dash line.
I'm pretty sure it's like almost exactly like the
Where the
line on
P?
the P is.
Still
Yeah.
Like those lands are very aggressively placed.
Color some white for a selfless spirit. Green and white for a sun magic. This is my 5 character.
Yeah, Jake's laughing about his multi 5 where he's
So fortunate.
accompanied for 2 cards. Tireless tracker for 2 cards.
Tireless trackers this game.
Spell Queller's last game.
You got all the spell powers last game.
I'm so not a fan of rearranging the graveyards. It helps you remember what happened in the game should something go awry.
Oh, of course. Dark Dwellers.
We're gonna get a murder. Try a murder.
Long in the days you weren't allowed to rearrange your graveyards. You still aren't in Vintage
Or Legacy.
or Legacy, as there's cards in this format that care about the order.
Right.
But in Modern and Standard, you will regularly see people,
Yeah, they just play fast and loose with their graveyard. Just,
shuffle it up.
yeah.
Just 7. Your turn.
So Tim's in a good position, but his life total is pretty low right now. Looks like Jake's got another company too, which is really gonna kind of put the screws on this.
Yeah. He goes admiring his graveyard again. Oh, look at this mull to 5. It's so beautiful.
Oh, I've mulled to 5, and I'm still gonna win with this.
Selfless spirit. Look at, I'm gonna look all stressed out. Let me counterspell that and bring this thing back. Stop it. Stop. You quit it.
You know what you're gonna do.
Don't. You can't BS the Lone Ranger here.
Counter returns on turn.
See, this play I don't understand.
Why not? You get a flyer. His Dark Dwellers can't block now. What were you thinking about doing? Just drawing a card?
I wanted the Sylvan Advocate.
Oh, like Sylvan Advocate can just get blocked by the Dark Dwellers. This like doubles his clock.
You're right. I was wrong.
Glad we could establish that.
Well done. You guys get used to this, because Chad Douglas will take every opportunity.
I'm not gonna let it lay out there. That would just be rude.
Concur.
Attempt to running volley one of them.
Nice.
Set spirit.
Rending volley.
Pass your turn. Upkeep trigger.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, show him the back of the card,
Good
Jim.
game.
It's the best red card in Standard. The back of a white card.
Yeah.
That's the show for tonight, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the matches. If you came here from my Twitter, please comment in the chat. I want to let our boss know that I'm driving traffic.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of driving, get out to Sonic. Some 50-cent corn dogs. Time's running out.
for the next, well, if you're on the West Coast, you've got a long
You got
time.
plenty of time. But if you're on the East Coast,
About 2.5 hours.
yeah, a good 2.5 hours. We get you to Sonic.
Pretty happy.
Other than that, be safe. Have a great night. We'll see you next Wednesday.
See you next Wednesday.